Hello, Gemini. Welcome to Intuitive Gems. My name is Desiree, and I will be doing your money, wealth, prosperity, abundance reading for the month of February 2021. As you can see, we've got a new background here. I'm still figuring out if I like it. It's different, so I'm getting used to it, and so you guys might be getting used to it too, but we're going to try it out and we're going to see. I am liking it so far, but like I said, it's different, so I'm getting used to it. For the readings this month, I will be using my original tarot deck. I will clarify with my Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot, and then I will close out your reading, Gemini, with a Magical Messages from the Fairies Oracle card. So if this is your first time catching one of my readings, I do want to say welcome, and I invite you to subscribe because I do these readings each and every month, and I would love to share your money message with you. So Gemini, let's go ahead and get right into it. I'm feeling ready. I'm feeling like there's not really anxiousness, but kind of an excitement, kind of like a hurried kind of energy. So let's tap into that and see what's going on. So what do we need to know for the sign of Gemini? As it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of February 2021. So it looks like, Gemini, you have information overload coming at you. As we move into this first week of February, like I said, you're going to be hit from so many different directions with information, knowledge, announcements, changes. It looks like things are really going to just kind of, like I said, be coming at you from so many different directions. Now, let me make sure nobody is cut off here. So, this kind of explains the hurried and the rushed energy I was feeling as I started off with your reading. I can see very clearly that you've got some plans that are they're gonna be interrupted. Now, when I say interrupted, don't misinterpret that as disrupted, right? So you're going to have some plans either to travel, either to make some moves. This could be in the physical or even in the literal, energetic, I guess figuratively energetic sense. You're going to make some plans, and there's going to be an interruption to those plans in some way. Either things are going to change, things are going to go in a different direction, things are going to be modified, things could be added, taken away, whatever. But like I said, your plans are going to be interrupted. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it just is an inconvenience, is what I'm seeing when I look at the cards here. Now, we also have the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands means there's a lot of conversation, a lot of discussion, a lot of back and forth, communicating, reaffirming your plans, kind of taking a firm stance on what it is that you have to do, things that you want to do. You're probably going to be explaining yourself a lot, Now, as this relates to your money, keep in mind that a lot of the things that we're going to be discussing here are going to have a money connection for you. It's also going to be something where you're just going to have to pay attention because it's going to affect either your income in some way, or it's going to affect how you make money, or how you disperse your money, how you spend your money, how you save, how you invest. Okay, so all of this will have a money connection, and I can see that clearly here. Now, we also have the King of Swords here. This means that you are going to have to eliminate something, and it's probably going to be something that you can no longer ignore. It's something that's been brewing for a while, and you finally realize, okay, it's time to cut this off. Could be a relationship, could be a subscription, could be some spending patterns, maybe something you're buying you realize you don't need anymore. Whatever the case may be, it's something that you're very clear that it needs to be stopped. It's something that you're very clear on that this is This is not adding to my life or to my work in any way. It's just costing me. It's costing me time, costing me money. It's costing me energy. Now, here's where we get into information overload. We got the moon card in the reverse. That means something that was once hidden from you is now revealed. And it is something that really shakes things up. It shakes up your finances in some way. Now, this is good because now you're no longer in the dark about something, or you have more information to make better informed decisions. But at the same time, like I said, it's information overload. It's overwhelming. Maybe it wasn't something you were expecting. Maybe it's something that you kind of had a clue about, but you didn't realize it was as big as it is. So when it comes to this is something you're just going to have to kind of breathe, and you're just going to have to deal with piece by piece. Don't stress yourself out by having to force yourself to process all of the information at once. Take your time, study. Give yourself pause as you need it, because this does affect your money. It either affects your livelihood in your work, or it's going to affect some future decisions as it relates to your finances. Next, we have the Six of Cups. Excuse me, in the reverse. This means something from your past is coming up, showing up again. The thing about this is sometimes this is something that could be more of a distraction, and that's what I'm picking up with here. It means that something from your past is going to show up again, and it's going to be a distraction. There's not really going to be a whole lot of monetary benefit with this thing, but it could take you off of your excuse me, it could take you off of the path that you've kind of set for yourself. It's like maybe you say, okay, look, I'm going to work overtime every day this week. And then an old college buddy calls you up and says, hey, let's hang, let's go do something. And so now you decide you're not going to work overtime, or you're not going to, make the extra money that you had, intended on making. It could be something as simple as that. Just, don't allow yourself to get distracted from things from your past, especially if it affects your bottom line in some way. Next, we have the Magician in the reverse. This tells me that you're not really tapping into everything at your disposal. You're not utilizing all of your resources right now. You have the ability to make more money, to have more time off, to increase your income, to increase anything really. And for some reason, you're not using that. You're not using those resources. So it's not that anything is being deliberately withheld from you, but it is something about you not proactively using these things. Okay, pay attention to that, because there's money being left on the table, and we never want that to happen. So your first week, Gemini, in February is, like I said, it's going to be information overload. It's going to be, it's just a lot coming at you at once. But the thing is you still have control. You still have the final say in how this affects you. All right. This is more just like, kind of preparing you to get in the right mindset to deal with everything coming at you at once. All right, so let's see what else is showing up for Gemini. As it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance. For the month of February 2021. What do we need to know for the sign of Gemini? All right, Gemini, as you can see, as we move into the second week of February, things really start moving rapid fire in a really good direction for you. This is exciting, so get ready. This first week could be a little hectic, could be a little overstimulating, but once we hit the second week of February, things really start to play out for you in a very favorable way. We have the Four of Pentacles here. Now, this card shows up when you need to pay attention to the budget, especially in my readings, right? So make sure you are on top of your finances, tracking. Pay attention to your statements. Pay attention to invoices. If you have a budget, make sure you're not disregarding your budget if you've got so much money set aside. I'm also getting the word preparation for this too. Prepare. A lot of us are kind of dealing with so many things, so many changes, and we need to prepare for those times, right? Stock up on food, stock up, fill up your pantry. Also, buy some things for your household that you may need. Make sure that you and your family have everything you need, and make sure you have the budget in place in order to get those things so you stay comfortable. Next, we have the Hermit. This is you showing up. This is proactive. This is really you not withdrawing, but it's you really stepping out of your comfort zone, stepping out of working alone and working independently. Now, I believe that the Hermit also talks about balance. Sometimes we are too much on our own, and we need to get the support, and we need to seek out that camaraderie with other people. We need that interaction. We need that engagement, okay? And this is you kind of moving in that direction. Once we hit that second week of February, you really do start kind of taking some steps to really engage with other people, to really connect and to network. Now, we've got the beautiful card here, the Nine of Cups. This is the wish card, which means that whatever it is that you are hoping for, working towards, really wishing to see in your future or right now, it's going to start showing up. You're going to start seeing whatever it is start showing up for you. This is very exciting, so get ready, and it starts to show up quickly. The Knight of Swords is a card of speed. It's also the card of timing. In other words, it means that things either happen ahead of schedule, or things just start happening so quickly that you're like, whoa, I wasn't expecting things to happen today. I wasn't expecting this offer to come through yesterday. So things really just start moving very rapidly for you. So get ready for that, okay? This is also another area where preparation comes in, Gemini. So again, that's what they say luck is, right? Opportunity and preparation coming together, and I see that very clearly for you right here. Next, we have the Four of Swords. Now, the Four of Swords is very different from the Hermit in the sense that the Hermit talks about withdrawal, retreat. Also, when he shows up in the reverse, it means that we're stepping out. But there comes a time when we need to pay attention, and that we're not overexposing ourselves. And I don't mean like that in a vulgar way, but sometimes we can be a little bit too open with our intentions, or we can be a little bit too verbal with what it is that we want to do or how we're feeling. So the Four of Swords tells us to really kind of step back and observe, and don't feel like you have to respond to everything. Sometimes the best response is no response. Sometimes the best action to take is inaction. And you will know, you're going to have to trust yourself on this. You will know when you should speak up and when you should be quiet. This card is telling me that there's going to be a time when you're just going to have to be silent. You're just going to have to lay low. Okay, especially when you have good coming your way, and you have good coming your way very quickly, as you will. Gemini, some people can't handle that, and it's really strange. You have the people closest to you who sometimes not that they want to see you fail, but at the same time, they don't really want you to succeed because it shines a light on their own lack or their own stuff. And that's kind of what I'm picking up here. Now, that's obviously not going to resonate and apply to everyone, but sometimes you just have to be quiet as things play out. Okay? All right, Gemini, let's see what else is going to show up for you as we move into February 2021. What else do we need to know? For Gemini, as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance. For the month of February 2021. All right. Here we go again, Gemini, with information overload. I see it coming again. People are Well, it may not necessarily be people, but you've got a lot of news, you've got information, you've got announcements coming. I say that because we have the Page of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. So you're going to get some good news as it relates to your money, as it relates to your work, as it relates to your business, as it relates to your finances, your investments, whatever it is you're doing, you're going to get some good news about that. Now, you're also going to get some interesting news here about, again, some changes taking place. I'm feeling like this is work related and this is also business related for those of you who are business owners. The Page of Swords, this is air energy. So I'm getting the sense that this could even be something travel related. If it's not travel related news, then it's something of a digital tech. It's got a tech digital connection. That's what I'm picking up. Now, the thing about the Page of Swords is usually this is this is information about something being taken away, something being stopped, something being discontinued. And it's not always a bad thing. Usually this shows up when, let's say, someone gets laid off or fired, and that creates a new opportunity for you. Not that I'm trying to wish anybody get laid off or fired, but I'm just saying that usually when I see it in the upright position like this, it's a positive thing for you. So it could be unfortunate for someone else, maybe not, but it's whatever it is, whatever the thing is that's going to be stopped, it's going to be a positive effect for you, Gemini. Next, we have the Five of Cups. This is the card of no regrets. Five of Cups talks about not feeling guilty, releasing any kind of shame, releasing any kind of hesitation. You know that this is something that, you are entitled to. Could be something here. And you know that this is something that is truthfully and rightfully deserved. Whatever good that's coming out of this, it's something that you have no negative feelings about. And I think that's really good. But next we have the Three of Swords. Now the Three of Swords talks about disappointment, talks about sometimes emotional pain, sometimes it talks about heartbreak. And I find it interesting because it fell onto this Nine of Cups card. Now the Nine of Cups, remember I told you, that's the wish card. This is whatever you want is starting to show up for you. And sometimes it creates mixed feelings, right? It creates mixed feelings because sometimes we're so happy, but then we see others around us who are still suffering, and it kind of makes us feel a little, dare I say, guilty. Makes us feel bad because sometimes things are working out so well for us, and it's not the same case for other people. This is something you're going to have to work on because this is something that can get in your way of your own prosperity, your own growth, okay? The reason this is showing up is because this is something you need to pay attention to, Gemini. Okay, so just don't take on somebody else's stuff. All right, don't allow that to interrupt what you're building and what you're creating. All right, next we have the Chariot in the reverse. Now, this is the card of overwhelm. Now, I talked about you've got information overload this month. I can see that clearly. Sometimes that can create some overwhelm and a little bit of stress and a little bit of distraction. It's like your attention's going in so many different directions. It's hard to manage it all, right? And that's kind of where you're going to be. You're going to be feeling that once we hit the second half of February. You've got some emotional feelings, some tugs here that are, distracting. Then you've got so many things going on. Again, your attention's being pulled in so many different directions. So you're going to have to really feel your way through this. You're going to have to really trust you're doing the best you can and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Okay? You're going to work through this. Yes, it's going to be challenging. Yes, it's going to feel uncomfortable, but that doesn't mean you can't get through it. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to win in the end because clearly you are. Next, we have the Two of Wands. This is you kind of reevaluating some future decisions here, reevaluating some present day plans and how they're going to affect you in the future. This is really, really good. This puts you in a power position, right? Because you're the one calling the shots about what's happening now as it relates to your finances and to your money. And then you're also calling the shots and taking control of the future as it relates to your finances and your money. Finally, we have good news. Like I said, you've got good money news coming your way. So you need to really work on these feelings here, because your good is not going to slow down because other people around you could be jealous, envious, or whatnot, right? You've got good money news coming roughly in that 3rd to 4th week of February. So prepare, understand, you deserve it. No guilt, no shame. This is something you've been working towards, and you're finally going to hear back. This is really, really good. For those of you who are looking for jobs, this could be that you're getting the job offer. For those of you who are looking for raises, trying to start a business, maybe you're waiting to hear back on a loan, you're going to hear some good news, okay? So get ready for that. All right, Gemini, let's go ahead and see what else is showing up for you as we close out the month of February. What do we need to know for the sign of Gemini? Okay. As it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance. There you go. All right, so as we close out February, Gemini, it is all good. Now, here's the thing. Gemini, you're going to be going through a lot, okay? And I want to say you're going to be energetically pulled in many different directions. Things are happening. You've got work. There could be some relationships that kind of move in opposite directions here. But when all is said and done, it is very, very good, okay? This feels like this is spiritual maturity happening for you. 2 of Cups, this is dissolving of a partnership, a relationship, a union in some way. I don't feel like this is personal at all. This is something definitely work, money, business related, okay? There is going to be something that is, you're going to separate from something, and we already talked about that here. And this fell onto this card, so that tells me it's you leaving or walking away from something, you making the conscious decision to separate from something, and it's going to be for your betterment, for your higher good, okay? It may like people who don't understand or who are not in your position will say, oh, that's so sad. Well, no, it really isn't, okay? It only matters how you think and how you feel. And this is going to be something that I think is going to take you to that next level. It's kind of like releasing dead weight. I know that's probably not the nicest way to say it, but that's how it's coming through for me. Next, we got the 10 of Wands. This is overworked, sometimes burnout. We talked about that happening here with this Chariot. Be very, very careful that you're not taking on too much, okay, Gemini? Because you can easily get burnt out and you can easily get stressed out too quickly. Next, we have the Tower in the reverse. I love seeing this card in the reverse because it means the worst is over. You know, it fell onto the heartbreak card. You know, it fell onto the no regrets card. You know, it's not going to get any worse than that, okay? You kind of have to do things that are not fun. You have to do some adulting when you make some money decisions or some professional decisions, some business decisions. But it's not going to get much harder than that, okay? Because I can see very clearly things happen as they should. And this is something where you just got to kind of step up, bite the bullet, do it, and you move forward. Next, we have the Star in reverse. Now, the Star in reverse, this has 2 significance for me. Star in reverse means pay attention to your health. The other thing about the Star in reverse is that it means you are going to be forced into the spotlight and you may feel a little uncomfortable, or you may be forced to be front and center and you don't really want to. Okay? So depending on how that resonates for you, you know, it could be both. You know, it could be both. It's not really bad. It's just like it's kind of unexpected, you know. And because the Star is in the reverse, if it is something health related, it's telling us now to pay attention to our health. You know, get those tests, make that appointment, start eating better, start that exercise program, whatever the case may be. You need to make sure you are focused on that. Your health truly is your wealth, and if you neglect it, you will pay. At some point, you will have to pay. There is no cheating the system when it comes to our health. Next, we have the Ace of Swords in the reverse. This is something that starts but doesn't quite take off the way we expected it. But again, it's okay. It kind of works within the narrative that we were talking about here of you reevaluating your future, also reevaluating your present day plans, and also kind of being distracted with so many things going on. Okay, this actually, I have a feeling, is going to be a welcome false start. Right? It's like, okay, you're all anxious, something is about to start. It doesn't start. You're like, whew, okay, I can kind of breathe and kind of regroup. And then when it's ready, it will start up again. Okay, so this is going to be something pleasant. It's not going to be expected, and it's not going to be, you still may feel a little disappointed, but when all is said and done, I think this is going to work out much better timing-wise for you, especially when it comes to business, when it comes to work, when it comes to new projects, anything money-related. It's probably not going to start when it's supposed to start, or it's probably not going to happen in the way that you had planned it to happen, okay? But it's not bad. Why? Because we've got the Ten of Cups. One of the most positive, beautiful cards in the deck. This is an awesome way to end your reading, Gemini. This is the ultimate happiness, joy, contentment, fulfillment card. Now, you've got two of these beautiful cards here. These two cards are very positive, very powerful, very ultimate happiness and positivity and all the good things. So when all is said and done, while it may feel a little rocky as you're moving through the month, I have to tell you that ultimately everything is for your highest, greatest self, for your ultimate good, for your ultimate prosperity. Things just really come together for you in a very happy, joyous way, even to the point where you're celebrating, probably working out better than what you had expected and what you had thought it would do. Like I said, it's not going to be a smooth journey, but it will work out for you in a very beautiful way. So you definitely have that to look forward to. All right, Gemini, let's go ahead and close your reading with a messages from the fairies oracle card. All right. This says, admit your true feelings to yourself. Be honest with yourself. Only you know what it is that you truly desire. Now, this really echoes what I mentioned in your reading today. So remember, I think I talked about it somewhere over here, that no one really understands your perspective. No one can say what you should do and what you shouldn't do. Stay true to your own feelings. Stay true to what it is that you desire. And everything ultimately will deliver itself to you in the right timing and in the right way. All right, Gemini, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I want to thank you so much for choosing to spend this time with me. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, observations, drop them down below. I always love reading your feedback. All right, Gemini, thanks again. We'll do it all over again next month.